Imagine this for a moment. Washington, D.C., just before sunrise. The city feels calm, almost secretive, like it's holding its breath before another loud political day begins. Inside a quiet, upscale neighborhood behind tall trees and carefully chosen privacy, sits a home that rarely makes headlines but quietly reflects the life of one of America's most talked about media figures. This is Laura Ingraham's Washington home. And what happens inside these walls tells a story far deeper than television soundbites ever could. Laura Ingraham is someone people feel like they know. Whether they agree with her or not, her voice is unmistakable, confident, sharp, sometimes controversial. But what most people never see is the private life she fiercely guards. Away from studio lights and national debates, Laura's world slows down, and her home becomes the center of everything that truly matters to her. Her Washington residence is not flashy, and that's intentional. This isn't a Hollywood-style mansion screaming for attention. It's a home built around structure, comfort, and control. Classic architecture, solid construction, and a layout designed for privacy. The kind of place where the outside world stays outside. From the moment you step in, the atmosphere feels grounded. Calm colors. Tasteful decor. Nothing excessive, nothing random. Every detail seems chosen with purpose. One of the most important rooms in the house is her private office. This is where Laura spends countless hours preparing, reading, writing, and thinking. The room is lined with books, many of them well-worn, covering politics, history, law, and culture. Papers are neatly stacked. Notes are everywhere. This is where arguments are sharpened long before they're delivered on air. Early mornings often begin here, with coffee, silence, and a deep focus that sets the tone for the rest of the day. But the home isn't just about work. It's also deeply personal. And that's where the story takes a turn that surprises a lot of people. Laura Ingraham is the mother of 3 children, all adopted. This decision changed her life in ways she has described as profound and humbling. She adopted later in life, at a point when many assumed her focus would remain solely on career. Instead, she built a family. And inside this home, that family comes first. You won't see her children splashed across social media or walking red carpets. Laura is extremely protective of their privacy. Inside the house, though, their presence is everywhere. Family photos that never leave the walls. Art projects. School schedules pinned discreetly where only family can see them. The house functions around their routines, not her fame. Evenings are often about togetherness. Shared meals at the table. Conversations about school, friendships, and dreams that have nothing to do with politics or television. Laura has spoken before about how motherhood softened her in ways she didn't expect, teaching her patience, empathy, and balance. The tough on-air persona fades at home, replaced by structure, warmth, and consistency. Her parenting style reflects her personality. Disciplined, intentional, but deeply involved. Education matters. Values matter. And above all, stability matters. The Washington home is designed to give her children a sense of normalcy, despite their mother's very public life. For Laura, success means nothing if her children don't feel safe and grounded when she does find time for herself. Laura's hobbies reveal another layer of who she is. Reading isn't just something she enjoys. It's essential to her daily life. She reads constantly, not only to stay informed, but to recharge mentally. She also enjoys cooking, especially meals that bring her family together. There's something grounding about preparing food, about turning the kitchen into a place of conversation and comfort. She values fitness too, though not in a flashy or trend-driven way. Staying active is about mental sharpness and long-term health. Walks, light workouts, and disciplined routines help her maintain the energy required for her demanding schedule. It's all very practical, very intentional. Now let's talk about houses. Laura Ingraham has never been someone to collect properties for attention. Her approach to real estate has always been strategic. Her Washington home is the primary base chosen for location, privacy, and long-term value. Close enough to work and schools, but far enough to feel insulated from the constant noise of political life. Over the years, She has owned other properties, but always with a focus on stability rather than luxury headlines. These are investments that make sense, not symbols meant to impress. Again, restraint shows up as a recurring theme in her life. The same applies to cars. Laura Ingraham is not known for flashy sports cars or exotic collections. Her vehicles are high quality, secure, and discreet. Think luxury SUVs or sedans that offer comfort, safety, and reliability. For her, a car is about function, not flexing. It's about getting where she needs to go efficiently, without drawing attention. And then there's the question that always sparks curiosity. Laura Ingraham's net worth by 2026. Estimates place her net worth at around $40 million, give or take. This wealth didn't appear overnight. It's the result of decades of work across television, radio, best-selling books, speaking engagements, and media contracts. She built her financial success carefully, step by step. Over a long career, what's striking is how little her lifestyle reflects extravagance. Despite her wealth and influence, she doesn't live like someone chasing luxury trends. There are no constant public vacations, no over-the-top displays of wealth. Instead, her money supports privacy, security, and freedom. The freedom to choose how she lives, how she raises her children, and how much of herself she shares with the world. Her Washington home symbolizes that freedom perfectly. It's a retreat, a command center, a family sanctuary. It's where the public figure becomes a private person again, where the noise fades, where opinions don't matter, where the real priorities take center stage. In a city obsessed with power, visibility, and status, Laura Ingraham's personal life moves in the opposite direction. Quiet, controlled, purposeful. She has built a world that serves her values, not the other way around. So the next time you see her on television, delivering strong opinions with confidence, remember this unseen side of her life. A mother protecting her children. A homeowner guarding her privacy. A woman who understands that true power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it lives quietly behind closed doors, in a home designed not for the world to see, but for a life well lived. And what makes Laura Ingraham's story even more compelling is how deliberately she separates the world she shows from the world she lives in. In Washington, where influence often bleeds into every corner of personal life, that separation takes effort. It takes planning. It takes discipline. And her home reflects that discipline in ways that aren't obvious at first glance. Mornings in the house often begin quietly. No chaos, no rush for attention. The day starts early, long before most people are awake. There's a rhythm to it. Coffee brewing. The faint sound of news playing softly in the background. Notes being reviewed. Schedules checked. For Laura, preparation is everything. She believes that if you control the morning, you control the day. That mindset shapes not only her career, but the atmosphere of her household. As the children wake up, the tone shifts. The sharp focus of the media world gives way to something warmer and more human. Breakfast becomes a shared moment. Sometimes quick, sometimes lingering. Conversations range from school plans to small worries that feel big in a child's world. Laura listens. She engages. And in those moments, the public persona disappears completely. Her children come from different backgrounds and cultures. And that diversity has shaped how she views family and responsibility. She has spoken in the past about how adoption expanded her understanding of the world, forcing her to see life beyond politics and ideology. Inside the home, that perspective translates into openness, structure, and a strong emphasis on identity and belonging. She wants her children to know where they came from and to feel secure in where they are now. The home itself supports that sense of grounding. The living spaces feel lived in, not staged. Comfortable seating, natural light, subtle personal touches that tell stories only family members would understand. This isn't a house designed for guests to admire. It's designed for people to grow inside. When Laura returns home after a long day in the public eye, the house becomes a decompression zone. Shoes off. Phone down. The energy shifts. She's known to value quiet evenings, often spent reading or simply being present with her children. Television isn't always on. Noise isn't constant. Silence for her is not emptiness. It's recovery. Her love for books deserves special attention because it's more than a hobby. It's a cornerstone of her identity. The books in her home aren't decorative. They're used, highlighted, dog-eared. Some have been read multiple times. Reading is how she sharpens her thinking, challenges her assumptions, and reconnects with ideas that go beyond daily headlines. It's also something she encourages in her children, believing that strong minds are built long before opinions are formed. And then there's the emotional weight of balance. Laura Ingraham's career is intense. Criticism is constant. Praise and backlash arrive at the same speed. Living under that kind of pressure can easily spill into personal life, but her home is designed to absorb that impact. Thick walls, private spaces, a sense of enclosure that makes the outside world feel distant, even when it's only blocks away. That's one reason Washington was the logical choice for her primary residence. It allows her to remain close to her work while maintaining control over her personal environment. No long commutes. No unnecessary exposure. Efficiency matters to her. Time matters. Every minute saved is a minute she can give back to her family or herself. Her approach to money reflects the same philosophy. Yes, her net worth by 2026 is estimated around $40 million. But the way she uses that wealth is revealing. It's not about accumulation for show. It's about insulation. Financial security gives her the freedom to say no, to walk away when needed, to protect her children from instability. In a way, her wealth functions like the walls of her home, strong, quiet, and purposeful. Even her wardrobe choices align with this mindset. Practical, professional, consistent. She isn't chasing trends or reinventing herself every season. She knows who she is, and that confidence removes the need for constant reinvention. The same applies to her cars. Reliable, safe, comfortable. Tools for daily life, not symbols of status. What's fascinating is how this controlled, intentional lifestyle contrasts with the image many people project onto her. From the outside, she's often seen as combative or rigid. But inside her home, the priorities are unmistakably human. Stability, routine, protection. Love the things that don't make headlines, but make a life work. As the night settles in, the house grows quieter. Homework gets finished. Lights dim. Doors close softly. Laura often ends her day the same way she begins it, with reflection. Reviewing the day, thinking ahead. Planning not just for work, but for her children's futures. In those moments, the weight of responsibility is real. But so is the sense of purpose. Her Washington home stands as a physical representation of that purpose. It's not extravagant, but it's powerful in its restraint. It doesn't shout, but it doesn't need to. It does exactly what it was meant to do. Shelter a family. Protect a private life. Support a demanding career without letting it consume everything else. And maybe that's the most surprising part of all. In a world where so many public figures blur the line between fame and identity, Laura Ingraham has drawn hers clearly. The camera sees one version. The world sees one role. But behind closed doors in a carefully guarded home, there's another life unfolding. One built on intention, discipline, and quiet moments that matter far more than applause. So when people talk about Laura Ingraham's influence, her wealth, or her public persona, they're only seeing part of the picture. The rest exists in a Washington home where the lights are softer, the voices are gentler, and the priorities are unmistakably clear. And that unseen side, the one without an audience, might be the most real story of all. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on publicly available information, media sources, and opinions. It is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not claim or guarantee that every detail is 100% accurate.